Hey there, Goblin Horde. I am the Goblin King. It's Friday and you all know what that means. It means I'm distracted as fuck because I have the attention span of a ferret on crack. That's right, I'm watching Friday Night Tights, and I'm having a hell of a time actually focusing on this video. I don't honestly know what it is about these dudes that makes them so damned entertaining, but they are. However, I know that I've got to do this, so I'm putting them on pause and actually going to get this video done. As we know, it's been a rather slow week for me. One of these days, I'll figure out how it is that Ryan and the Jeremys and all of them can squeeze content from a stone, but right now this shit feels like a slow week. I know that the slappening is something that seemingly continues to pay dividends for those guys, but I got mostly shy out of it. I couldn't even get 6 minutes out of that thing because I just didn't care. It was more Hollywood trash, and it wasn't anything I gave a flying fuck about. I feel bad for Chris Rock going through that on live TV. I do. Having to just stand there and take that because he's obviously a better man than Will Smith. That being said though, this video is on a topic that I actually do give a flying fuck about because it involves something that lies very close to my heart as an nerdy child. No, it's not another D&D video. For real though, I wish I could find more coming out of that space. Neon from Clownfish TV always scoops me on those. Though it is in the same vein since J.R.R. Tolkien was legit the godfather of modern fantasy and the godfather of the original Dungeons & Dragons. So, yeah, this video is going to be about Amazon and the Lord of the Rings. Or rather, a more specific section of that whole debate. A giant-ass piece of shit corpo shill site known as theonering.net. Now, there is a rather unfortunate outcome for this video in that theonering.net cowardly deleted the tweet, and thus the thread that started this whole own. It's also unfortunate for theonering.net since they showed everyone what cowards they are, and basically showed that they actually lost the argument there. Yet, there is a tactic I can actually take to try to make this video. I can try to take some decent screenshots of Ryan's video and show you what was going on. Unfortunately, that means I'd have to sort of follow his flow, rather than dig down into some of the responses to these pathetic puss bags that I find humorous or good. I also wanted to respond and let them know that I'm still making videos about how shit Rings of Power is going to be without having any access to monetization at all. Which I did by quote tweeting somebody else, by the way. Also, someone did, fortunately for us, grab a screenshot of the tweet that Drinker was quoting in his initial tweet, so that's good. Alright, so let's just take a look at what was going on when this whole thing started, shall we? So as you can see here, theonering.net put this out. Breaking. HBO announces the debut of Game of Thrones spin-off House of the Dragon will be just 12 days before Amazon's billion-dollar Lord of the Rings of Power series. The two giant fantasy shows will be going head-to-head, dragon to dragon. Light spoilers. Someone responds here, bad counter-programming from Warner Brothers, but Lord of the Rings haters are already loving this, with a dejected face. I can never tell what that one is. Then this Mark guy responds, Lord of the Rings haters? That's a thing? Then the previous response from Anatar, sadly, it's a thing now. Mark responds to that. I can't imagine the sad insides of someone who would adopt such things in their mind. Mental illness has many facets, seemingly. So, we can see from the initial responses here that theonering.net is courting these people who think that anyone who doesn't like the direction that Amazon is taking the Rings of Power, with the identity politics and all that, actually hate Lord of the Rings. When anyone with more than 2 brain cells to rub together to create a spark understands that the people that don't like Amazon's shit show are actually the people who love the Lord of the Rings, who love Tolkien and his works, and don't want to see them bastardized for some dumbass woke agenda. Then another user, very small, smaller than myself even, by the handle Trolling is Fun, comes in with a pretty epic answer for all this hater talk. The quote, haters are the ones who love the books and the Peter Jackson films, but think the Amazon show looks god-awful. The reason for it are because they love Lord of the Rings and don't like the changes to the lore of the world. Now they're labeled Lord of the Rings haters when they only dislike Rings of Power. Then you can see theonering.net responding here. Thank you for that insight, Trolling is Fun, and for the both sides perspective. We have yet to see that side proclaim anything they love about Lord of the Rings. Trolling is Fun responds, really? Channels like Nerdrotic have been covering the changes to the show and read the books yearly, and the Silmarillion every other year. Just some guy as well. I myself can tell you several things I love. Now unfortunately here, Ryan didn't open that, so we can't see that. I would have done it if I'd had access to it. My apologies. However, you can see that he brings up Gary and Just Some Guy who truly know their stuff, and when someone like that is against this show, you know it's going to be terrible. Then OneRing.net responds to that. Those two tagged have yet to proclaim all the things they love about Lord of the Rings. Their brand is something else, but you know that, Mr. Trolling is Fun. And he responds, yeah, their brand is loving all things nerdy. If you actually watched or listened to their videos, you would regularly hear things they love about Lord of the Rings. Nerdrotic literally calls his fanbase the Fellowship, and has done several streams just talking about how much he loves Lord of the Rings. I have watched enough videos and seen enough tweets from both sides of the argument. Having concern with the direction the Amazon show is going doesn't mean the person hates Lord of the Rings. It means they love the world enough to notice that something seems wrong. Then we come to the crew of this discussion, the tweet which got them so terrifically owned that they actually had to delete the entire thread like the complete and utter cowards they are. This one. We've challenged these content creators to demonetize their Lord of the Rings content to show their love comes from a place of true passion. That hate has no place in fandom. Thus far, it's only monetized reactionary content. And this, of course, was Drinker's completely Chad response, in which you can see for yourselves that the pussies over at OneRing.net deleted the tweet thread. Dude, you're done. You have 140,000 followers but struggle to get 100 likes on anything you post. Nobody listens to you anymore because you sold your soul and self-respect to a giant corporation who also doesn't care about you. Hope it was worth it. Sorry, that was probably more an Irish accent than a Scottish one. Scots accents aren't my forte. As you can plainly see, he completely destroys their shitty little argument pretty much all by himself. He does this while making a very valid point as well. I can't show you this through the screenshot here, but Ryan pointed out in his video that tweet the OneRing.net put out only had 3 likes to its name. 3. That was actually a running theme through all the tweets they were putting out to this thread, for an account with well over 100,000 followers. I mean, my tweets tend to get more likes than that, and I have a fraction of their followers. This dude, Trolling is Fun, had well over 200 likes on each of his tweets, and he has 9 followers. Hell, probably more now. I know I'm planning on looking this dude up and adding to his count because I like his moxie. Ryan also brought up another really funny point about them making that tweet talking about how people like Gary or Just Some Guy should demonetize their content. He pointed out that OneRing.net's Rings of Power watch party video was actually done in partnership with Amazon. Amazon. You can see that in the part of this screener highlighted in red there. I wasn't going to go into the actual video and give these shows any more views. Fuck them. However, isn't that completely humorous? These fucking assholes talking about how other people should demonetize their shit out of love and making videos in partnership with and shilling for Amazon. Which is why you can't trust a single thing that comes out of these pieces of shit's mouths. Or thumbs, I suppose. Also, hey Earl. You getting a cut of that Amazon money too, Earl? That why you shilled so hard in that little essay I had so much fun ripping apart? Calling people racist and shit? Huh? You fucking chode. There were, of course, other people quote tweeting the hell out of this tweet they put out too. One that I wanted to point out specifically was this one here from Horror Amarada. She said exactly what I wanted to say before I found out that tweet thread was deleted too. Anywho, I think that's all I can really say on this one, Goblins. This was an object lesson in ownage and in not trusting anything that shill-ass piece of shit site, the OneRing.net, has to say. They're legitimately shills, as has been proven. Also, as always, these things are my own opinion and I'm not good at sharing. I skipped that class in kindergarten. You're welcome to share your opinions in that handy section down below, though. And while you're down there, the OneRing.net dropped their integrity somewhere. If you like what I'm saying and you want to join my Viridian Horde, you can do so by crushing those like and subscribe buttons. I appreciate all of you who are watching my stuff. Thanks for watching this long. I'll see you all on Monday for another Pop Culture Own. See you then. Lates.